energy for the collective, please. How's everyone feeling? May have an animal spirit oracle for the collective. How are we feeling? What do we need to look at? What's the energy out there today? What can you tell me? Starting out and waiting for people to hop on. Thank you. Swan energy and eagle energy. Very cool. So we have one on earth and one in the air. I'm going to read these to you guys when you hop on. I think I'm by myself right now, but I asked for 2 energies for the collective. How's everybody feeling right now? And I have swan energy and eagle energy. Very cool. Both birds, right? One is down on the water, so emotions, sort of comfortable with the depths. And then another one is up in the sky, so this is more air energy and seeing the big picture. Both of these I think are positive, and I am gonna read them, even if I'm reading to myself. I understand that everybody's schedules are different. Mine is up in the air. We've had a lot going on here, so I can't, it's hard for me to commit to a certain time to do lives, and I apologize to those of you who like to have things scheduled. Still trying to get better about it. All right, I'm looking for swan energy first. I just saw it. So for some of us out there, we are swan energy. Effortless creativity, sensitive mystic, and elegant power. So some of us are using this time as an opportunity. We're sitting in our power. Yeah, okay. The swan represents heightened creativity. In Hindu mythology, the goddess Saraswati, the embodiment of language, creativity, and artistry, rides on the back of this graceful creature. The swan is ready to take us to the fluid realm of writing, creating, and reflecting. This potent and healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention and solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, and an inner vision waiting to be revealed. When in balance, swan energy is about infinite creative power. When it's out of balance, it's agitated, snippy, and lacking vision. So to bring it into balance, solo time and writing. I like this energy for some of us because these represent to me the healers. And a lot of you out there that watch my channel are healers and light workers. A lot of you do Reiki, aura cleansing, things like that. So this energy is going to represent those of you who are out there using this time to bring healing to others, to bring light to others, possibly to help others to start to open up mentally. I'm feeling like mental expansion for some people, starting to look at things from a less rigid perspective, because there's probably for some of you people in your life who are looking at you and they're like, why are you so calm right now? The sky is falling. Which is what I keep saying that in my videos, I know, but that's what I liken it to. And they're looking at you and saying, you're so calm, you're like this graceful swan, you're like, just keep swimming type of energy, and you're posting positive things on your social media or whatever, and they're like, why are you so calm? And you're like, well, let me explain to you, let me talk to you about the universe and what it means and how we're all connected and how everything is really only ever positive, because it's only ever taking us to the place that we want to go anyway, which is our highest good. So for some of you, this is a teaching opportunity. This is a loving opportunity. You may actually be working with others to heal or to put protection around other people, like we've talked about before. So you're sitting in your power, a lot of you, with this swan energy. So if that resonates with you, the next one I'm going to read, if that doesn't resonate with you, then the next one I'm going to read is the eagle. So this could be your energy. I love the eagle. It's very powerful. It is about seeing from a higher perspective. The eagle would be sort of the more practical, tangible version of protection, where one is a healer and someone that people are coming to, like, what do I do? How do I pray? Can you teach me how to meditate? Some of you are getting those questions. I'm not going to say may. Some of you are having these conversations with people in your life that maybe you thought would never ask you this. Maybe they've made fun of your spirituality before, and now they're like, hey, can I get a little bit of that peace and calm? Show me how to do that. So, and I feel like you're so compassionate. You're like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So with the eagle spirit, it's more about, this is warrior energy. This is fire energy. This is protecting my home, protecting my neighbors, protecting my kids. It is air energy, but it's fire energy too. So let's see. Let me find it and I'll read that one to you. Okay. This is all-pervading power, truth seeker, and transformation of karma. The noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. So some of you are sunlight, right? But this is in a fiery way. This great bird is physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. When this energy is in balance, it's bright, radiant, and challenging. When it's out of balance, it can be controlling. To bring into balance, it says to step into the unknown, which is what we're all doing right now. So for some of you, if the healer thing didn't resonate with you and you're not experiencing some of those things that I mentioned, you may be the eagle spirit, which this could be a challenge for you that we're going through, but you're finding yourself sort of rising to the occasion. You may be surprising yourself with how strong you are, okay? Courage is not the absence of fear, okay? Which is what I've been telling myself. It's okay to be scared of the unknown. It's okay to have those moments, as long as we're not dwelling on them and sort of wallowing in them. Both of these cards represent leadership to me, so I feel like I'm talking to a room full of leaders today. If you were drawn to this video or you just hopped on to see what this was about, I don't believe in coincidences, so I do think that you guys are, whether you're the swan or the eagle, I do feel like you are taking on a leadership role in your family, in your community, with your friendship group, keeping everybody safe, making sure their needs are met, healing. There's a lot of healing, and there's a lot, I feel like, of sharing the things that some of us have known or been stepping into for a long time. I feel like there's a curiosity around it now because a lot of us, a lot of you guys are being so calm and so graceful through what for other people feels like, you know, I've had people in my social circle that use words like nightmare when they talk about what's going on. Like, they're really freaked out. And you guys are very calm, and it's a blessing because you're able to help them. Does that make sense? Live stream, yay. Hi, Wendy. Good morning from Florida. Hi everybody. So I wanted to start out with those animal spirit oracle cards. I hope that they resonated with somebody out there. I've got an animal spirit on my shirt. This is my Easter shirt, and I was saving it for Easter. And then I was like, well, what's the point? Because there's no Easter. I'm not going anywhere on Easter, and it's cute, and I want to wear it today. So it's really long, so it like keeps bunching up right here, and it's making me hot, but it's cute, right? And his glasses look like my glasses. And my mom used to call me Little Bunny because she said I had a cute little bunny nose when I was a little kid, so that's my nickname. So I just thought, that's adorable, I'll wear it. But the way that I sit when I talk to you guys, I'm kind of sitting like the letter C, because, you know, curving over, you guys can't see him. But there he is. I thought he was cute, and I just decided not to save it till Easter, just to go ahead and do it now. Why not? Life is short, right? April Fool's Day. I know. I almost didn't, like, I was like, what am I going to do? I'm going to get on the video and, like, everything I say, they're going to be like, are you joking? This is a joke, right? But actually, I hate April Fool's Day. No offense to anybody that loves it. I just had, like, a really mean prank pulled on me one time, and, like, since then, I just, I cannot. I had somebody call me once when I was a teenager. I was, like, 16 or 7. They called me on the phone, and this was before social media or any of that stuff existed. We did have cell phones, but it was the kind that, like, you had to text, but, like, you had to press the number 2 4 times to get the letter E or whatever, however it worked. It was, like, the very first text technology. That's how old I am. Anyway, so they called me, though, when I was, like, 16 or 17 and told me that my brother, who I treasure, they called and told me that he had been in a car accident and it was really bad, and they didn't know how bad it was, and they didn't think it was, you know, he was going to be okay. And I cannot fathom to this day why anybody would think that something like that was funny, even for April Fool's Day. Like, I was just out of my mind, and I couldn't go anywhere because I was a teenager. I couldn't even go to, like, try to find him or anything. So it was a terrible, terrible joke, and I didn't think it was funny then, and I don't think it's funny now. And so I just, I don't joke with people. I ask people not to joke with me. My Facebook memories popped up today, and all it was like every year I'm like, don't, don't. I'm not the one. Don't do that to me. I just hate it. Hey, y'all. Hi, Laura. Hi, Cindy. I'm so glad some of you guys could hop on. I was nervous about it because it's hard for me to like schedule these things, but I'm glad some of you were able to make it. The wish card. Maybe that's for somebody out there. If you were asking, let me see the Nine of Cups today. There you go. There it is. I don't know what I'm going to ask. I do have some notes. I'm going to grab them. I'm just here to sort of connect with you guys and like support you guys and let you guys have a moment to like chat amongst yourselves and check with each other. I did want to ask, does anybody out there need anything? Like, are you not able to get to the store? Are you financially stable? Do you need anything? Because that's really the point of community like we have right here. We all have an opportunity to really step up for each other. So if you need something, if you need help with something or having something shipped to you or, you know, whatever it is, say it here, and maybe somebody else here or myself even can help you with that need. I don't want anybody out there to be going without or unable to get food or, you know, something basic like that. That should never happen because humanity, right? So if you need something, say something. If you don't want to say it here in public, email it to me and I will try to like match you up with somebody that can help you with that. If you want to be matched up to somebody, you can email me that too. You know, that's what we should be doing anyway. So I did want to say, Harry and Meghan, you guys asked about that. Some people are emailing me like, thank God, I don't want to talk about them anymore. So that's good. So I guess you guys are the ones that will stick around with me. We will talk about them sometimes if there's like a specific thing going on. It's just on the daily, it's draining. And there are other readers, you guys follow them, who I think do a good job. And so I'm just like, and then you'll come here and be like, well, you know, no matter, like I'll do a reading first and then the other reader does it second, or they'll do a reading first and then I'll do it, you know, later on that same day or same weekend, and you guys comment, that's exactly what that person said, or that's exactly what that person said. So obviously we're picking up on the same energies, so you can trust those other readers to like tell you what's happening. You don't need me to keep repeating it, and then that way I don't have to be, for me it's draining, okay, and for them it might be fine. So I'm just going to step back from that. I will say there was a video, somebody commented on it because I didn't even realize it, 5 or 6 months ago that I did on Harry and Meghan, and I said that they were going to move to LA, and I said that I think Harry's just dropping her off. I think that he's dropping her off in LA, and then he's going to go back home. Also, there's a blind gossip item about her already being pregnant with a second child, and that Harry had an accident a few years ago, which would mean before the marriage, or way before Archie, that rendered him infertile. So that's interesting. It said that Uncle Andrew is a sperm donor, and that's where they're even getting the kids. I think it's all false, and Meghan's people put it out. But if you want some gossip, go over there and read that, because it was a mind blower that I read this morning. And then the other part of that I wanted to make sure that I say is just like factories, like the pillow guy, are diverting their equipment and their employees to help with essential things right now and to help healthcare workers right now. I just feel like it's important for us as a community to divert our energies towards being hopeful, being loving, being kind, helping each other, and sending out healing energy. So for right now, the celebrity stuff, or especially the Meghan and Harry stuff, is on hold. Whatever. Bye. That ended yesterday, right? And we are looking at helping each other through a time of real crisis for some of us. So that's why I made that decision. I think you're in good hands with people like Tarot by Janine. Joseph Magi, I'm not as familiar, but I think he's pretty consistent with the stuff that he does too. And you guys probably all already follow them too. So they've got that nailed down. We're going to do something else. Okay. If that's okay. If you guys will stay with me during that. All right. So what do you want me to read on today? Because I'm just kind of here for you guys. If you missed it and you weren't here in the beginning of the video, make sure you watch the playback. I already pulled some energies for you and read about them. The collective energies, at least for my people, for you guys that follow me, are Swan and Eagle. So some of you are sitting in your power as healers, and some of you are going through great karmic transformation. Some of you may even be feeling both, and some of you may be stepping into your power as a healer or coming out of the spiritual closet for the first time right now, because there's a need for that, because you're sharing with people around you things you haven't shared with them before in order to help them feel more calm or more connected. So all of that is really good. Hope anyone who needs to reach out does. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's what we're here for, right? That's That's what I'm here for. I really have no agenda. I just sitting on the floor with you guys today. So, what shall we ask? What should we read on? What would you like to know? Don't ask me if the virus originated in a lab. I don't know that. We want to keep it kind of high vibe. Let's see. Progress to recovery. Is that a question? Near future of NYC. They're going to be okay. You know, my mom and her husband are both nurses. Now, they're not in New York, but for most people, and this is what I'm hearing, even the people that are getting tested are mostly are testing negative. And yes, there are false negatives, but there's also false positives, so it's really not a reliable test. They're not getting hit with patients as much as they're getting hit with like news to expect patients. Like they're prepping, but it's not been overwhelming or anything so far. And the majority of people get well. So I know that we're hearing otherwise, but you got to look at, I left a comment on the Daily Mail yesterday, and then I didn't want to get flamed, so I never went back and looked at the responses. But if you look at the numbers of how many people die from the flu, how many people die from heart disease every year, how many people die from complications of obesity, how many people die from suicide every day. That's a pandemic for me. That's something that, like, why are we not talking about all of these other things? So I think talking about the numbers of deaths and showing videos of like body bags and stuff, that is meant to keep you scared and fearful. Don't buy into it. Don't buy into that. Heart disease is still the #1 killer of men and women in the United States, and it's not something we ever talk about. I don't ever point to my neighbor and say, don't eat that fried chicken. So I think that I think a lot of things. I will not start preaching at you guys, but don't be scared by the stuff on the news. If it were me, I'd try to stay out of the news. I keep advising you guys to kind of stay away from it. Get your daily update and then walk away from it. Spend your time in high vibe energy. Spend your time with kids or grandkids or pets or things that make you happy. Looking at memes that make you laugh, you know, stuff like that. Death is a part of life. Nobody wants to die, right? But it is a part of life. It's not something to cause you to be paralyzed, to not live your life, okay? Which I'm not. Somebody accused me of being reckless the other day. No, look, I'm inside too. But I am going to go outside in the sunshine. And when this is all over, I'll be out living my life again. Not worried every time somebody sneezes or coughs. Okay. Okay. Talking too much. All right. I'm in, what does that say? I'm in Nova Scotia, Canada, if that is helpful. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, you guys, that might be helpful too if you want to say where you are, where you're from, what area you can help. That would be great too. And again, if you guys want to email me, if you'd rather email me the things that you need, if it's clothing or if it's, you know, stuff for your baby, or please don't be ashamed or embarrassed. There's nothing shameful or embarrassing about that. Everybody goes through times like that, okay? So please allow the people that have it right now to share it with you, okay? And then when it's your turn, you'll be able to share with them. That's how that goes. Yes, laughter is the best medicine. It sure is. It really is. Laughter kind of works like medicine. I seek it out. Seek it out. My favorite thing, and it's still my favorite thing, and I've been talking about it for years, is bad lip reading here on YouTube. If you guys know those videos, they have one that they have a couple, I think, that are Game of Thrones, but there's one that's like medieval fun time land world or something like that. And yes, it's meant to sound ridiculous like that. It's so funny. It's so funny. Like, you can't not laugh. You can't. And then they have some from Star Wars. Like, there's one with Yoda singing a seagull song. I die. I will laugh until I'm like tears rolling down my face. They're so funny. So if you need a laugh today, try out that bad lip reading. They're usually pretty clean. I don't think they cuss in it or anything if you want to like watch it with your kids. They are hilarious, like super funny. Please ask why this is happening in 2020 as 2020 is perfect vision. I like that question. Okay. All right. I think that was Cindy. I'll ask that. Why is this virus going on right now in 2020? What can you tell me about the timing of this? If you guys want to tell me what you do for like hobbies right now, or what you do to make yourself laugh or make your kids laugh, leave me that stuff too. We made a Viking ship the other day. I just Googled how to make a Viking ship. We had all these Amazon boxes because I can't shop anywhere, so I online shop. And we made a Viking ship, and it was the most glorious, fun thing. Even decorated it with runes and like words like protection. And my son chose the runes for the side of the boat on the one side, like the name of the boat, and it was like community protection or something like that. And he's a Scorpio, and he's a water, you know, he's intuitive to the max. And I was like, babe, just the fact that that's what you chose to like name the boat, like, gives me chills. But it was really cool. So if you Google how to make a Viking ship, there's this blonde-haired British lady that comes up, and I love her tutorial the best. So if you want to do that, it's like a 10-minute video, and it's super easy to do. It's a really fun project for kids. We did the whole thing. We made the sail and the mast and the shields to go on the side and everything, and it took maybe an hour and a half, so it wasn't a long project. And I have a 4 and a 10-year-old, for those of you who want to know the age of that, and they had a blast at it. So share with me your things that you're doing too. Okay, it's about control. I'm seeing that the timing of this is about control. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse comes out first, so that is my Fool's Rush In card. It's thinking after you've already taken action. It's a very, you know, that card, I know you guys know this because it comes out for Harry so much. It's rushing in. A lot of times it's someone who's doing something out of anger or spite or something like that. You're being driven or controlled by a base emotion there. It's in the reverse, so it doesn't feel like, it feels like something was thought out or considered by either by people or by the universe. I will clarify. But the only card I have in the upright here in this, I have 4 cards out, is the Emperor. I'll show you all of them just so you can see what I'm looking at, and then we'll talk about them. Okay. Knight of Swords, the Emperor, Queen of Wands in reverse, Ace of Cups in reverse. So right out of the gate, what I'm getting is this is about control. The Emperor, the Great Father, he represents stability and security and good things that a father, in theory, should be or is to his family. But he also represents masculine energy. It's Aries, which is this season right now. It represents for me control. This is also rules. This is authority, people in positions of power. This feels like an emperor is different from a king, right? And he's different from a president. It's almost like an ultimate authority. I'm trying to think of the word to say that. It's like, it's one person in power. It's having one power. It feels like one power. Okay. And then when I get after that, the Queen of Wands in reverse. Queen of Wands feels like a threat. Somebody was threatened by something. Something was threatening something. I'll be more clear as I go through these, I think, and am able to connect them. But Queen of Wands is a real confident person. I almost said a real confident bee, but I mean that in a great way. One of my favorite quotes by Madonna is, she says something like, you guys can Google it, but I happen to love her attitude, and she, at least I did, you know, in the 80s or 90s, she says, you know, if being ambitious and going after what I want and you know, and taking no crap makes me a bitch, then fine, I'm a bitch. Cool. And I like that about her, and I agree with that. And then Tina Fey has a quote that says, bitches get stuff done. Okay. You know, because a lot of times girls are given words like bossy, and boys are given words like leader, right? And they'll be the same character traits, but for some reason we don't like it in a female. So this does have to do, gosh, I have goosebumps all over my arms. This does have to do with that whole feminine rising, and the future is female. I feel like some of this is to sort of weaken that a little bit. An Ace of Cups in the reverse. We're pouring out. We're pouring out. This is draining. This is, you know, in the upright, it's a new love offer. It's a beginning of something good and loving and peaceful. This can represent for me, because of the dove, the collective coming together. I feel like some of this is to stop that energy. We were, as a nation, I feel like, or as a world, I can really only speak for where I'm at. So I'm speaking for United States, my little corner of the United States. I feel that we were, as a whole, beginning to expose things, beginning to question things, beginning to connect with each other. And even when you see or you saw people talking about racism and being divisive on the television, it wasn't your experience in the real world. So we were not falling in line, is what I feel. It sounds terrible to say. We were not. It's so much about control. The Emperor is about control. This can be, the Emperor sometimes comes out for me in relationship readings when he's an abusive partner. So it can be abuse of power kind of thing. I'll clarify. I'll pull some more and see what we get. And please tell me what you think and what you see on the cards, because this is such an interesting question, but I also don't totally know how to read it, so I'm just going with what I'm getting. Clarify the Knight of Swords in reverse for me, please. It's the Knight of Swords in reverse. Empress in reverse. Again, it feels like a quashing of feminine energy, which is interesting to me. The Empress is the goddess of goddesses, right? She's the divine counterpart for the Emperor as well. So this does feel like a whole, and I'm not, I wouldn't consider myself a feminist in the way that it's defined right now, but I was a tomboy, and I've always been about anything you can do, I can do better. Like, I at least want to be given the chance at everything, and I at least want to be paid the same, and be listened to, and be able to, come to the table and all of that. Like, I've always believed in that. I just careful to put labels on things, because what feminist means to you, it might not mean to me. I'm okay with having doors open for me and stuff like that, which, if you're not, that's okay. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying the Empress is a counterpart to the Emperor, right? She's that. When these come out together, now we have divine masculine, divine feminine. There was a divine feminine rising. Okay? You could feel it. We were all talking about it with the Me Too movement, with the things going on in popular culture, with the conversations we were beginning to have, with diversity, with female-led business, things like that. And now that's sort of on its head. The thing I want to tell you, though, that you already know, when something like this is supposed to happen, it's going to happen. Please don't think that feminine, and this, you can be masculine and be part of that divine feminine too. It's not, you can be male and be part of that too. We all have masculine and feminine within us. But people use the word the patriarchy, right? So this feels like that to me. I'll keep clarifying. If I'm making sense to somebody, I feel like I'm just sort of rambling. Clarify the Emperor card for me, please. Thank you. Pow. Structures are falling. Tower. Things are falling. Whole systems, I think, are coming down. And I'm not really talking so much about the economy as I am belief systems, as I am almost in a... People reference the Matrix a lot right now, and they reference, what's the other word? Maybe Inception? Is that the name of it? With, they go into inside dreams and stuff. Because things, control is an illusion. So for some people, this is a major tower moment, just that, like, oh my God, how is this even happening? Like, yesterday, everything was normal, and today, everything is not normal. For a lot of people, we're having a shift because, we're being forced into a shift, but it's a shift of belief systems. It's realizing that the ground under my feet is actually moving all the time. Control's not a real thing. This could be governments toppling. This could be, again, I have this card. This was out before I was, doing anything. Interesting. So the Tower is to clarify the Emperor. So it could be the fall of that masculine. Could be the fall of that control, or some people in control, or the structures that are currently in place, banking systems, stuff like that. I don't want to talk about that because I don't know what I'm talking about with that. But yeah, definitely some destruction going on. Yeah. Clarify the Queen of Wands in reverse for me. What is the Queen of Wands in reverse? And that Nine of Cups in reverse comes out. So Nine of Cups is the wish card, the dreams come true. Sometimes I call him the genie of the deck because he looks like your wish is my command. Like his, you know, his arms are folded and he's like, yes, of course, whatever you desire, you may have it. And again, this feels like at the female. This feels like, you know, the confident, could be a test too. Could be a test for some. It doesn't feel like it though. It just feels like, gosh, I don't know. It feels like I want to quiet you. Don't be so confident. Don't be so loud. Don't be so greedy. Women are greedy, men are ambitious, right? Oh, I hate that. What is the Ace of Cups in reverse? Tell me what you're seeing that I'm not seeing too, because a lot of you know a lot about this. Some of you are readers as well. And I know that I'm not an expert. Ace of Cups in the reverse. Clarify this card for me, please. What is the Ace of Cups in reverse? Huh. Five of Swords in the reverse. Some of, even what's going on right now, I feel like might be illusion. So some of what we're seeing or our understanding or the collective understanding, what they're putting on the media of what is happening is not what is happening. It is something for us to talk about, something to distract us while something else is going on. I know that this is not the Seven of Swords and it's also not upright, but it is a card of gossip, sneakiness, drama, stuff like that. And then these guys back here kind of walking away. One more for the Ace of Cups in reverse and the Five of Swords. Could be, you know, because we, yeah. So Lover's card in reverse comes out, okay? So Lover's card of Gemini. Twin Flames, Divine Union, Divine Union. So that feels to me like a repeat of what we're getting over here with the Emperor and the Empress. Being equal. The Empress really coming into her own. That being halted for some reason by the divine or by an actual person, depending on what you believe about the virus. The Lovers is that Twin Flames. It's that divine union. It's that counterpart, right? Male, female. This also feels like Utopia type of thing, Garden of Eden type of thing, but it's in the reverse. So, what do you think? Social media has shifted the power, the balance of power. I think that's true. I think that's true. Hi, by the moonlight. Hi, guys. Is there anything else you want to know about? Giving you goosebumps. Hi, Cindy. Me too. Me too. Me too. In some ways, it's exciting. In some ways, it's exciting to see how things are going to change and shift, because there are some things that have needed to change and shift for a long time. So it'll be interesting in some ways to see what life is like when we come out of this, right? You're 100% not rambling at all. Thank you for that. It sometimes feels like I am, because I don't even know where I'm going when I'm talking. But if you've gotten a personal reading from me before, you know usually when we come back to the end, everything connects. And I take zero credit for that because I'm just the interpreter. But starving children, that's a curable. Yeah, no kidding, Mary. If we wanted to feed all of the people in the world who were starving, who couldn't feed themselves, all the starving kids, all the starving families, if we wanted to take care of that as a nation, as a world, we could do it in one day. In one day. And we don't. Very good point. Very good point. And you don't see anything on the news. People don't talk about it. Celebrities aren't donating $1 million to feed people, right? So why this, why now, right? You have to ask questions. Stage 3 lockdown in Sydney, there's still a lot of people breaking the law. So what do you mean by breaking the law? Like looting, or the law as far as, like, are you guys having martial law, or how are they breaking the law? I did see that in some places police are being considered non-essential. That's dangerous. Not cool. I had a dream last night about the whole martial law thing. Please ask about 5G and the virus. So that whole last thing was about the virus. What would you like to know about 5G? Is that the cell phone thing? Forgive me, I don't understand. Explain it to me and I'll do it. I play with my horse, crafts, read books, garden. Yes, gardening. I watched an online gardening class that my friend taught the other day. It's so cool to see sometimes. I love that about social media, to see these people that you knew in high school and we're talking about like head cheerleader type, and now we are like vegan earth mama type and like teaching gardening classes. And it's really cool to see people in their evolution, you know, like to see who they become or are becoming. I do love social media for that. And I watched this really cool gardening class because I don't know anything at all about plants or gardens or what should grow together or what should have sunlight, what should not have sunlight, and you know, all of that. So it was interesting. And she did say lamb's ear plant is a great substitute for toilet paper. So just in case anybody wanted to know that. Lamb's ear for toilet paper. Hi, Rosemary. Hi, my dear. How are you? They just rolled out 5G in the big urban areas. No virus in rural areas. It hasn't come out yet. Huh. So you think there's a connection between the 5G and the virus? Supposed to stay home. Everyone is going to parks and the beach. Well, see, and I'm not against fresh air, though. Like, I don't understand why that can't be a thing. I go outside every day because I have to have a little bit of sunshine, even if it's just sitting on my steps outside. People can disagree with me, I guess, if they want to. But fresh air is also something that heals. Vitamin D from the sun and fresh air heals, especially when you have a sickness that is of the lungs or affecting the lungs. A really great thing to do is to go outside. So, you know, I don't want to get too, I just don't want anybody to say bad things to me. Again, today somebody was ugly the other day and said that I was being irresponsible and, you know, whatever. And, okay, you can have your opinion, I'll have mine, but I think it's okay to go outside, not to have parties, maybe not to get on playground equipment or, you know, things that other people might touch. I get that, but going outside to walk around, no, that's not breaking the law. That will never be breaking the law. Closed parks and beaches. Yeah, I did see that. I saw that. I don't understand it, again, unless it's something that is community, like people are going to be touching it, but you can't really close the outdoors. That doesn't make sense to me. Even in a, you know, even if you're saying it's from a place of like safety, how is that keeping anybody safe? Real question. When do you see this whole virus situation improving? Honestly, I think right now, but I'll ask the cards. I think right now for a lot of places, we're either at peak or have already peaked. And so then it'll be going downhill. I hope that that's the case, but we'll take a look. I'm going to switch decks. I've been playing with that one all morning. I'll move over to this one. I do also have some new cards I didn't even get to show you guys. I will. I'll show you. They're called the Archangel Power cards. Somebody out there too, I meant to say thank you. Somebody told me the Hay House was having a sale and I went and checked it out and I bought these cards. So thank you whoever told me about that. Somebody sent me the link in my email because you guys are literally the greatest. And I was able to choose a deck that I super love. Okay. Thank you. You're welcome, honey. Y'all, somebody, if you would, you know, scroll through. If anybody has asked for any kind of needs, if they need something from us as a community, somebody, if you could, you know, write it down, make a list, and then send it to me. Or, you know, I just don't want to be missing things because I can't see the comments. I want to make sure that I see that. What am I asking? When is this going to be over? Okay. What day is it? Let's see, when can we see an end to the virus situation? Am I asking globally, I guess? When can we see? That wanted to come out, so I'm going to let it come out. Yeah. So I have 10 of Pentacles, the Strength card, 5 of Wands. 10, I wanted, it came out when I was shuffling, and I put it back in, and then I just went ahead and let it because 10 is the end of a cycle, so I feel like there is a message there. The Strength card. Strength is a card of Leo, so that's July-ish, right? When everything is all said and done. I don't think it'll be July before you can come out of your house, though, but I think July when we're able to. This lion reminds me, I had a dream one time about a funeral it was a little person's funeral. It was at a child's funeral, and a lion, sort of like Aslan, I think, came and sat next to me, and it looked very much like this picture with the white rose in his mouth. He's about peace, peaceful warrior, peaceful strength. I feel like at that time, around July time, we will be able to sort of quantify the whole thing, because it takes a long time to like gather data and look at it and understand it. And I think around that time, around the summertime, we will have a greater understanding of all of the things, where it came from and how we did things well and how we did things poorly, and all of that. Then we have Five of Wands and Six of Cups come out. So I'm just going to keep pulling and see what else I get. That's conflict and being rooted, but it could also be May or June. This could also mean, though, the closer that we pull together, because that right now everybody's still fighting. Right now everybody's just sort of pointing the finger at everybody else, like, oh my God, she's standing outside. Okay, man, she's not hurting anybody. Why don't we just focus on good things? Why don't we stay rooted in positivity and hope? I will say that I said this to my husband last night. I will keep doing this in a minute, but I feel like the visual that I get is that we are all standing in like a round, what's the word? Not a field. In a clearing. Okay, so we're all standing in this clearing in a forest, right? And this reminded me of that because of the tree. So if we're all standing in this clearing, and there are two very clear paths, and one goes to the left and one goes to the right, and the one to the left is love and hope and joy, community, collective consciousness, peace, calm, all of that is to the left. The right is fear and hate and greed and, you know, really low vibe stuff. Some of us are trying to pull. We are trying to lean the group towards the left. But I still feel like the majority of the group, and I'm talking about people on Earth, not just this group right here, are leaning heavily to the right. So right now, we as a collective, humans on Earth, are standing in this clearing, and we're having a tug of war energetically which way we're going to go. We are in a choose your adventure novel, and we are either going to come out of this in a positive new society with new ways of doing things and new ways of taking care of each other, or just being more aware of taking care of each other and rebuilding and all of that, or we're going to go negative. And I don't even want to talk about where that possibly could go, but Hunger Games, okay? And because fear is a very base emotion, and anger comes out of fear, a lot of people are sitting in fear, and then they're posting angry things on social media, and they're accusing each other and calling each other, you know, COVIDiots and stuff like that. Please don't perpetuate that, even as a joke, because you're leaning us. Those kind of things are leaning us to the right side. And when I say right, I don't mean correct. I mean they're leading us to the side that's going to end up in a fragmented society, in a dystopian future, in something you probably have never imagined for yourself or for your children. Some of us, not enough of us at this time, are trying to lean the group towards the left path, okay? And so some of this feels to me like it's up in the air as far as like when will things get better, or what should we do, or what's it going to look like when things are over, because it's still to be determined. And that was a very clear picture that I got while I was talking to my husband yesterday, and I was like, look, I'm not going to engage. I love my husband, but he likes to talk about political things and things that are scary for me, and I don't want to sit in a vibe of fear, and I don't want to perpetuate anything that's about, well, this person's, you know, they believe this politically, so they're stupid, and because what that does, it disconnects, okay? So if you are Republican and you think that all Democrats are fill in the blank, you dehumanize them. You have put programmed in yourself not to see them as people. So when the ark is built and we're getting people on the ark to like save them, you're going to be like, not that guy, he's an idiot. So I don't like that kind of talk. And I think that we should stay out of it. Okay. So when it comes to things on social media, please, even in a joking manner, because a lot of the humor that I see out there is really biting, scathing, sarcastic. That stuff does not come from a good place. That's not happy laughter. That's mean and cruel, bullying type of energy. So that, and a lot of that is done completely unawares, right? It's not intended to do that. That's not what I intended to do when I shared that meme, but it's what I did, and that's what's going to push us over to the wrong path, to the path that we don't want to go down. Even if we don't know that we don't want to go down there, I'm telling you, you don't want to go to the right. We want to go to the left. I'm sorry to get, welcome to church. I'm sorry to get so preachy, but we need to be going to the left. And right now we're standing here in this clearing, and some of us are like, guys, I promise you want to go this way. To get us this way, we have to love, we have to hope, we have to be kind. We have to send out healing. We have to be strong in our meditating. We have to be strong, I'm talking to myself, in our reactions to other people. We have to sit in a place of, this is going to be okay. We have to sit in a place of hope and peace, and we are all one world, and I care about you like I care about me. That's the way that we need to be going. So all of that to say, I think it's still up in the air. When we ask the cards, when is this or how is this? They're like, it's up to you. It's up to you guys. And I say that because the conflict card comes out. When we ask a time frame on when this is going to be over, they're like, okay, when are you guys going to stop acting like kids, man? Acting like kids, 6 of Cups. You're on timeout. We're on timeout. Until we can figure out how to be nice to each other, we're on timeout. This also has to do, I think, with nature sort of regenerating itself, the 6 of Cups card. Some of this has meaning, has purpose in the natural world. Some of you guys have pointed that out and talked about it too. There's a lot of good things happening now that we can't drive our cars and litter in public places and all of that. Some things in nature are getting a reset. I talked about this in my last video. Some, animals are coming out that like never get a chance to come out. I don't know about you guys, but the birds outside my window, it sounds like a party out there every morning. So this is also serving a purpose in nature to sort of let the earth figure some things out. Yeah, so 4 of Cups and Father of Wands. So this is about, boredom and taking things for granted, which is, again, the attitudes that we're sitting in. I don't know. I don't understand people that don't have anything to do right now. I have so much to do right now. Call me. I'll give you some of mine. But we talked about treating this as an opportunity to grow, to learn, to be around your family, whatever it is, learn how to bake something, learn a new language, exercise. And then Father of Wands, King of Wands, right? Going through transformation, finding a passion, being passionate. This is also, though, somebody that'll bite you, so it could also represent conflict again. We're in timeout. Thoughts are things. You are exactly right. Thoughts are things. Hi from Belgium. Hi! I was just showing my son a picture of me in Belgium when I was like 9 or 10. I don't remember being there, but it says I was in Belgium on the back of the card. Some of my grandmother's family's from Belgium. I do remember the waffles. I remember being in Belgium when I was a kid, and the waffles were like my favorite thing. My phone is starting to act a little bit funny, so if the battery dies, I so apologize to you guys. I don't have the charger close to me. I guess I could grab it. Time to reassess, even if it's scary. Absolutely, absolutely. Everything good comes from moving out of your comfort zone. Everything good comes from doing things that are scary, right? I think I'm going to pull some Archangel messages for you, just for the collective, for the whole group. Also, I had asked somebody this in email, and I had the wrong person. Whoever it was that sent me a message or left a comment somewhere that said, look out for butterflies, y'all, I don't know if that was like a butterfly blessing or something, but I have seen butterflies everywhere. I've had people talk to me about butterflies. I saw some weird facial product that was called the butterfly something. So I'm not just seeing them, I am seeing them in real life, but I'm also getting them like just in messages. I opened a book the other day, something on my Facebook. I'm seeing them literally everywhere. And I had not said the word butterfly to where it should be popping up in my ads like that. Brussels. I don't know if it was Brussels. Is there another? Belgium. I'm trying to think. If I think about my Ancestry stuff, I'm trying to think of locations that I've read in Ancestry. They all have very like Norwegian sounding names, so they're hard for me to pronounce. Gosh. And one of them is like, I want to say the word Wallingham, something like that. I don't know. I'm gonna mess it up if I try to guess. But okay. I'm just kind of in the zone talking to you guys while I shuffle, and we have 6 of Michael, which is a card that's similar to 6 of Swords. Also, he looks a lot like the Elder Hemsworth brother in here, so that's nice. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It's the light at the end of the tunnel, guys. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Make new plans. Go ahead and plan some travel. That travel is cheap. I was looking at flights to Paris and flights to New York yesterday. I was like, man, I need to go ahead and get in on that. It says relocation or travel. This is like the 6 of Swords. So we're moving from somewhere negative to somewhere positive. I love that it says it's the light at the end of the tunnel. Go ahead now and breathe a sigh of relief. I know that here in the United States, April 30th is when it was extended to, but I would not be surprised, and I don't want you guys to be surprised if they repeal that. They might take it back a week or two, depending on how things go this week right now. I don't know that we're going to have to be out for the whole month. We'll see how it goes. But that's a great card. Great card to have. And if you can see or zoom in, he looks like, Michael in this deck looks like Thor. I don't know why I think that's funny, but I do. What else? Some messages for everybody. What do they need to know or focus on or concentrate on? I haven't actually seen this card yet, so this makes me laugh. I just talked about the 9 of Cups being the genie card. 9 of Raphael, and he's a genie. That's so funny. And my name is Janae, so I get called Genie a lot, so that makes me laugh too. Make a wish. Dreams become reality. A joyful time of life. Yes. If you don't have anything to do today, look, I don't understand you at all, but if you don't have anything to do today, why don't you make a vision board? Why don't you make a list? I have a list of all the things I'm going to accomplish in my life, and it's ever growing and ever expanding. As I check things off, I add new things. Make a list of the places you're going to travel to. Make a list of the things you're going to accomplish. Do it as if it's already happened too. That's what I do. You know, I met Tony Robbins, that kind of thing. That'd be a really great thing to do today, because the energy is that of dreams becoming reality. Okay? If the genie pops up, he's popped up twice. We had 2 genie cards in this reading. That means the universe is like, your wish is my command. I love it. Queen of Raphael, kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. This is you guys that are in your Swan energy that we talked about in the beginning in particular. So if you're a healer right now and you're sitting very powerfully in your calm, healing energy as a healer, follow your heart, a love of home and family, trustworthy psychic information. Why, thank you very much. I'm just kidding. Not necessarily about me, but if you are getting information, if you are receiving downloads, if you're having intuition about things, trust that. I do feel like this time of everybody sort of sitting at home, not being able to busy themselves with things they would normally distract with, besides like TV, there's some of us who may be opening them up spiritually in a way that we never have before. Trust that. Trustworthy psychic information, a love of home and family. I actually was talking about this yesterday too, because I'm introverted and I like to be in my house. So this has not been the worst thing ever for me, except like TJ Maxx, you know. And I like to go out to eat, but not that much. My regular was to like pick up a salad at Chick-fil-A and bring it home and watch Netflix. So I have been able to maintain that routine more or less. Just there are kids with me now, but I'm cool. I still want it to be over, but you know. I'm gonna pull one more of these Archangel cards We have 6 of Michael. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. So right now, it's a light at the end of the tunnel. We are already starting to see the beginning of the end of the situation. So breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans. Go ahead and make new plans. Then make a wish with the genie card. Dreams become reality. And then follow your heart. Trustworthy psychic information. These are really great messages. One more for my collective peeps. You have 10, the wheel. So this would be the Wheel of Fortune in the other deck. But this is Archangel Jeremiel. I could be saying that incorrectly. But it's a water wheel, which I know has a name, but I don't know what it is. But it's one of these. Okay. Which 10 is the end of a cycle, right? Karmic cycle or actual physical cycle. This says new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction. Hello guys, left or right, left or right. A change in direction that offers happiness. Happiness. Let's pull it to the left, y'all. Like Beyonce said, to the left, to the left. We need to pull everybody to the left, guys. Yes. So good. I'm so happy. I have to tell you that sometimes I sit down here and like when I start talking about the things that are happening right now, I start to sweat. Like, please don't be bad news. Please don't make me tell them something they don't want to hear. But this is all really positive. Yes, I'm going to hold this for you one more time. Okay. 6 of Michael, 6 of Swords, moving somewhere positive. The light at the end of the tunnel. It literally says, breathe a sigh of relief. Go ahead and know. Go ahead and know. That's a Bible verse too, right? Be still and know. Be still and know. We're coming out of this. Genie. Some of y'all have really cool things coming in. If this is you and like a wish comes true and like a big scale Publishers Clearinghouse comes to your door in hazmat suits and you won or something, let me know because that's amazing. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. Follow your heart. Trust your psychic hits right now. Trust them. And then new beginnings, end of delays. End of delays is my favorite part of that whole thing. We're moving forward. And then a change in direction. So both of those, this and the 6 of Michael, change in direction that offers happiness. We're doing it, guys. We're doing it. For me, that's encouragement. Right after I get off of here, I'm going to do a meditation just to send out love and light. Care Bear Stare like we talked about, because I'm trying, guys. We need to get to the left side. We want to be in a future. We're getting to choose. Who gets to say, I chose my future? We're getting to choose as a collective what kind of life we want to live. Do I want to live in this, like, the way that I picture is like in Star Trek, if any of you are Trekkies like I am, the future looks like we all have these sort of beige bodysuits and nobody's richer than anybody else and everybody's kind and respectful and we're sort of the best versions of ourselves. You know, plus our machines can replicate any food on the earth. It's that kind of thing. That's where I want to go. Okay. That's where we need to be steering us. Okay. And according to these cards, you guys are with me on it. We're going to try to pull everybody to that way. Okay. Cause the other way is Hunger Games and I love those movies, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't love to participate in that. Right. All right, guys. I think this has been a really long one. I'm sorry I talked your face off. I love you for being here. Most important thing to get out of this video, if anybody out there has needs, if you need something, if it's $10, man, send me an email. I'm here for that. We are here for that. If you need some kind of food item, some kind of medicine, some kind of, if it's something that we can get for you, obviously I can't get your prescriptions for you, but if you just want like book recommendations, we're here to help each other. You are not by yourself ever. Ever, ever, ever. So send me an email, tarot.goddess@yahoo.com. We will get you connected with somebody that can help you get the things that you need. I don't want anybody out there not being able to eat, not being able to feed their kids. You don't have diapers, you don't have toilet paper. We will figure it out, I promise, okay? Don't be ashamed of any of that. It's got nothing to do with your ego or any of that. And for those of us who are in a position to help, we want to do it. We love to do it. You matter to us. So please allow us to help you with that. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say. I love you guys so much. I'm sending you so much love. I hope that we can connect like this again soon, tomorrow, or the next day. Okay, bye. Have a great day. Bye. To the left, guys.